Hello, my amazing friends. Welcome to today's video. Last week, I made a video about what's my purpose and trying to figure it out. And I kind of wanted to do a follow-up video on that about guiding you to help you determine what your purpose is. Now, if you remember last week, and if you haven't, I'll tag this video or put it somewhere in here so that you can go watch that video and then come back to this one if you want to. But it's really your purpose is, it doesn't have to be just one thing. That's what I talked about last week. And so I kind of wanted to follow up this week to give you a little bit more guidance to help you determine or figure out what your purpose is. And so that's what we're going to talk about today. So thank you for being here. In case you are new, my name is Kimberly Jo Height. I'm your favorite empowerist. I talk about holistic health, massage, energy work, woo-woo. I do oracle readings and just anything that, I'm into. So thanks for being here. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe. And of course, if you have questions or want some content that I haven't shared yet, comment down below. I would love to make videos specifically for things that you'd like me to talk about. All right, so let's dive into today's content. So what's my purpose? I came up with 7 questions that kind of will guide you or to help you start reflecting, because we have to start with questions, right? The first question is, well, what's my purpose? Well, that's kind of a broad question. So let's make it a little bit more simple. So here are just the 7 that I came up with. And of course, you can take these and dive a little bit deeper. This is just kind of doing a surface of what's my purpose. So ask yourself the question, like, what do you care about? What do I care about? What things matter to me? Like, what do I care about? Do I care about the environment? Do I care about nature? Do I care about health? What do you care about? What are things that are in your life that are, important to you? And that kind of goes into question number 2, like, what matters most to me? Do I want to like save the rainforest, or do I want to, invent something that will help somebody who, you know, I don't know, somebody just help somebody. You want to invent something, right? So again, these are just questions to get your mind going. And then question number 3, what are my gifts and talents? Like, what are my gifts? And so I'll give you an example. My gifts, I went to massage school, so I know how to do massage. I've studied Reiki and pranic healing and chakras and color therapy, so those are some of my gifts. What are my natural gifts? I have a natural ability of sensing things about other people, so I'm intuitive. So what are your gifts that come naturally to you? What are things that you've studied or that you've done that you would consider that are your talents? And then going into the next question, and this one is kind of may or may not be beneficial, but I wanted to share it because it does kind of, I think, help in discovering, some of what your purpose is. And remember, it doesn't have to be just one thing. But who do you admire and why? Like, what qualities does the person that you admire, what do they have? What do they do? So I'll give you an example. A person that I admire is Colette Baron Reed. I love her gifts, her intuitiveness, and she's very giving and she's funny and she's just witty. And so there's different qualities about her that I like and I admire that. So look at someone that you admire and make a list of why is it that you admire them, and then what's within that that you already possess or maybe you want to possess. And then question number 5, what do you love doing? Like, if you had a day off, what do you love to do? Maybe you already love your job, right? Or your career or whatever it is that you're doing. Or maybe you're a student and you love what you're learning. Maybe you love to learn. Maybe you love to teach. What do you love? That's a great question. And some of these you'll notice they kind of like weave in together. So it's not 7 specific questions. They are 7 questions, but it's giving you different verbiage because sometimes language does make a difference when we ask ourselves questions. And then question number 6, What are you passionate about? Like, what just sets your soul on fire? Like, what do you get so excited about? What do you wake up? Like, if you were to wake up tomorrow and could do anything you wanted to do that you're so passionate about, what would that be? And then the question number 7 is, what would bring you fulfillment, or what brings you fulfillment? Like, what fills up your own cup? Is it giving to others? Is it being of service? Is it doing something kind? Or, what is it that brings you fulfillment? For me, like, creating art is something that just fills me with joy. And then sometimes I sell it and sometimes I just give it away, or, something like that. Just what brings you fulfillment? Another thing that brings me fulfillment is being a mother, and when all of my children are together and their partners are with them, my heart is just filled, like my cup runneth over. So that brings me fulfillment. So that kind of can seem like it's like a over broadening thing, but what brings you fulfillment? What could you do in your daily life that would fill up your cup? All right. So those are the 7 questions. And I will put them in the description so that you have them, so that you don't have to rewind and listen to me again. And then I have a few more. I actually made notes today, you guys. Look at me. Woo-hoo. So I wanted to share that it really involves exploring different paths, right? So trying out new things and then stepping into the person that you want to be. Like, if you want to know what your purpose is, what are some of those, based on those questions? Like, what does that look like for you? You have to go within and reflect on these questions. And then the next thing that I want you to do is imagine your life doing these things that you care about or that matter most to you, or your gifts and your talents. But it's really about exploring whatever comes up from this self-reflection. You want to go out and explore it, right? You want to try new things. Sometimes I'll use this analogy. Let's see. Well, I can't use a hat, so we'll just pretend like I have one. So let's say I'm interested in something. I'm like, ooh, that could maybe be my purpose. So let me put that hat on today. Let me wear it. Yeah. And how does it feel? It's okay. Yeah, I think this might fit. But you know what? Let me take this hat off. So we'll take this hat off. Ooh, this hat's really cool. Let me put this hat on. And then try out that hat. And when I'm talking about hat, it's the analogy of let me try this thing, right? Let's explore this new thing. All right, so let's take that hat off and we'll pick one up over here and put that one on. Ooh, this one's really soft. It's really comfy. Ooh, it just kind of just really fits me. Yeah, I really like this hat. Ooh, let me go down this path a little bit further. Ooh, well, there's this hat, but then there's this hat that combines with this one. So let me take this one off and put this new one on, and ooh, this feels even better. Ooh, I just got the tingles. So do you guys see what I'm saying about trying and exploring new things? It's okay. And then the next thing I want to talk about is, what emotions are invoked or do you feel when you answer these questions and you're trying on these new hats? I'm going to give you a hint. They're going to feel good, right? If it makes you feel yuck or then I would say that's maybe not the hat for you. And the great thing about it is if it's not the hat for you, you can take it off and find the next hat, right? Or find the next path. Now, I have another question for you. Ask yourself, who do I have to become to live that life? If I've chosen this purpose after all of this self-reflection and I want to go down this path, who do I have to become to go down that path? I have a great series on who do I have to become to live the life that I want to live. I can't put all of those videos here, but I will link you to that whole playlist and maybe watch some of those videos as well. Maybe you'll find them beneficial. And then after you do that, ask yourself, sorry, dogs are barking. I'm just going to keep recording. I have dogs. Life happens. So the next thing that you want to do is I want you to do one thing a day or one thing a week to become that version of yourself. You're going to act as if you're already living your purpose-filled life, right? So if you choose a hat and you put it on, and this person wearing this hat dresses this way, or drives this car, or drinks this coffee in the morning, or whatever it is, do that thing at least once a day, or once a week, or once a month. You get to choose, right? We have choices. And then that's really just about visualization. So you're going to notice there's a little bit of law of attraction or law of assumption or even just manifesting in general in this conversation. But that's really, it is underlying because we manifest every day, right? Whether you recognize it or not, we are constantly manifesting. So we are creating our reality. And then the last little caveat that I want to share today is that two things. Now that you've taken some time to reflect and you've done these other things, I want you to ask yourself, or I want you to tune out all the voices. Tune out the voices that say you can't do this, or you can't live this life, or you can't do this purpose. It might be somebody else, but it might be you. Like you may have thoughts in your head like, well, I can't do this, or I'm too old, or I'm too young, or I'm too this, or I'm too that. You really want to tune out those voices. You want to quiet them down. You want to tell them to shut up, right? Maybe not so much if it's somebody else. And that's where my next point comes in. Telling somebody to shut up, obviously, if you need to say that, please do. But what I mean is that you don't have to just like shut up to be mean, I guess is what my point was. But when I'm talking about other people, the one thing that you may not want to do as you're reflecting and doing all these things, maybe you don't share with other people what it is that you're creating, because really your purpose, that is you creating your life moving forward. You're creating this new reality that you want to be living in, right? And so it kind of goes in with that whole manifesting thing. Stop telling everybody what you're doing or what you're up to. And the reason I say that is because other people have different beliefs. We're not going to go down that whole road, but because of who they are and how they've grown up, their experiences and all the things, they have different ideas behind something. So a lot of us, and I'm still a recovering one, we tend to want to give an opinion or say, well, from my experience, or why do you want to do that? Or, well, that's dumb, or that's stupid, or you can't do that, or whatever it might be. When we stop oversharing, we've come to society, we overshare. You look at all the social medias, people are oversharing. I'm here on YouTube and I'm sharing, right? So sorry for the dogs again. But if you just stop sharing, then you don't have to get that extra negativity or energy brought into what you're trying to create. So that would be my last suggestion for you. And I'm not saying not to share with anybody, but I would really keep it close to the heart. Like this is your life, you're creating it, and it may affect other people. So if you have to have conversations, like for example, if there's something that I want to create, I do keep it close, but I do share certain things with my husband. But I have a husband who is loving and supportive. I have certain people in my life who lift me up. If you're sharing with people who bring you down and don't lift you up, then don't share it with them. Okay? So that is all I have for you guys today. I hope that these questions and this reflection and these tips will really just guide you in helping you discovering what your purpose is. And remember, it's not just one thing. We have multiple life purposes. And I think the biggest thing is your purpose is just to be a human and have the experiences that you want to have, right? And coming from a place of love and sharing love and contributing to the world, bringing more joy and happiness and love and all those wonderful things. So I'm going to leave you all with that. And again, take what resonates and leave the rest. My videos are always like that. Some of you may vibe with me, some of you may not, and that's okay. We all have different opinions, right? That's why we're human and that's why we're here. So you do you and I'll do me, and everyone will be just fine. We'll all be perfect, right? All right, you guys, go out there in the world, let your light shine, sending you lots of love, light, and really big hugs. Mwah. I'll see you next time. Thank you. Oh, don't forget, hit that like and subscribe and comment down below. Bye.